Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
It's Professor Presbury back with another episode of Hey Professor, the show where we talk about everything you wanted to know about the allied health, healthcare administration, health information management, and health informatics. I'm your Professor Javon M.H. Presbury. Welcome back. This episode is going to be about reading the room. Now, it's kind of a meta term. I want to say reading the room is like it's not anything physical. There's nothing to actually read. It's not like one of those eye charts where you're just like A, B, C, F, G, H, Q, R, T, P, T. Nah, it's not like that. It's really just about kind of sensing things out, determining where things are going, like direction-wise, in your career, and how the winds are blowing, how the winds are changing. That's the kind of thing I like to talk about. Employment with any organization, unless you're in a union, is generally at will. So there are times when, depending on how your employer feels about you, they literally may just fire you. And I don't know about you, but if you know about me, I got too much stuff going on. I can't afford to not be employed, right? I got way too many pieces moving, and I'm sure that you do as well. You like to get your paycheck, right? And much in the way of wanting to get that paycheck and wanting to continue having that check, you're going to really have to feel out if your bosses are happy with you. You want to feel secure in your job and secure in how you're doing your job. A lot of that comes from reviews and feedback, but sometimes you don't really get feedback, or sometimes the real review, the real feedback is between the lines, and really that's important. Reading between the lines, your ability to kind of sense how people feel about you in the organization, especially higher ups. If you have a supervisor, if you have managers, and you feel like previously they were fine with you, but then suddenly you find that they're not speaking with you, they're kind of moving funny, you're kind of like, and you're like, you're saying things about the future, you're making statements about like, oh, I might take off in December. Somebody might say something in your breath like, oh, you ain't got to worry about December, baby. You ain't got to worry about, don't even worry about December. You just be like, well, I should not worry about December. What's happening in December? Are we as an organization no longer going to be here after December? Are we closing for Christmas? Is this like a new thing that we're doing? And really, I was saying that as a joke, but I think you get the gist. Like, you don't want to be caught off guard, and people higher than you may be in the know about how things are kind of moving and the way things are going. I call it feeling it out. I call it reading the room, and I call it knowing the direction that the wind is changing. If you have several reports that you speak to, several bosses, supervisors, directors, managers, and you get the sense that they're not happy with you, and you get the sense that your work performance has been great. Generally what I find, and working in several different places, I've done this, right? If you find that you're very social and people respond in kind, right? It's kind of like the old thing when you're walking down the street and you be like, sup? Like you look at that guy, you're like, look at him, sup? Like if y'all just do that mutual head nod and you good. If you don't get that response, you're like, hey, yo, what's up with this guy? Like we got a problem here? Like what's going on? I'm joking, but I mean it too. That same thing translates into the professional world, as you'll find that if you're walking through your organization and you, like I said, you're social with a lot of your higher ups and they respond to you kind of funny. Again, don't jump to the conclusion that your job may be in danger, but kind of get a sense for it, a feel for it over the course of a week, 2 weeks, or what have you. If you're feeling like people are acting funny, people are moving differently, I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? I like to get a read for things, and if I feel like something's weird, the wind's blowing weird, I'll tell you right now, I'm not above applying for a job if I feel like, how we moving? Because I got my own stuff to worry about. I got myself to worry about, others to worry about, right? So you kind of look at that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the reason I say nothing wrong with it is because, again, your loyalty is to yourself and to your success and to your family or your situation or whatever you have going on. But you also have to realize that, like I said, just because something's going a little weird don't mean anything's going on. Maybe there's something that they're worried about as well on their side. Understand that it's perfectly okay to sit down with your bosses and have a conversation about that. Cut through the nonsense if you have to. If you really want to get to the point of it, just sit down with them and say, hey, listen, things have been a little bit weird between us. Is everything okay? I'm worried about my future employment here. I've literally gotten to the point many times. should I start applying for a job, or like, what are we doing? Like, I'll literally, hey, so like, what are we doing? Am I going to be here next week, or like what? You know, and they'll say, oh no, don't worry about it. Or they'll be like, I gotta tell you, I'm not really happy with this. If they're upfront and honest with you, which they have no reason not to be, it lets you know if you should be worried. It lets you know if you should be applying, right? Here's the thing. If someone's gonna fire you, they may want you gone from the organization, but they don't want to destroy you as a person. It's really not personal. It's just not working out for where you are. But that doesn't mean that you can't work somewhere else. So generally, they may say, yeah, you might want to start looking. We have some concerns. Or they say, no, everything's fine. We're just worried about your performance with this, and that's where you tweak it, right? But you really should, especially as you become more, engrossed with like mortgage payments, apartments, whatever, car notes, whatever you got that you need a constant check. Really read the room. Don't be that person caught off guard. It's not great. Just don't do it. Wise, hopefully you foster that mutual respect between you and those in your organization, that they won't catch you off guard anyway, that they don't want to see you fired. Maybe you won't continue to work there, but they give you the respect as an adult, as a professional, to be like, hey, look, and like just feel it out. And that's why I said being social is important, because somebody going to slip up. It may not be the supervisor, it may not be the manager, but the director may look at you like, you putting in for the spring break? Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. You gonna be broke by spring, homeboy. Don't worry about it. I play too much, but like in my experience, yeah, seriously, like you'll walk, like if something's going on, you'll walk in a room with 8 people and 6 of them will say nothing, and 2 of them may react or twitch in some way, and you'll kind of catch and you'll pick up on it. So again, I'm not trying to sow paranoia in you. What I want is for you to, in whatever your profession is, whatever your adult life is, to really be able to read it. Don't be caught off guard, because guess what? Like I said, a company can and will get rid of you if your performance is not great, and they're not going to be worried about it too much. So you got to worry and move for yourself. There's nothing wrong with applying for jobs. I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's nothing wrong with having interviews and having conversations. You know why? Because the interview is just a conversation until anything solid happens. I've gone on interviews and I've decided not to move forward with them because I'm fine with where I am. I'm fine with my organization. And I'm sure that those similar things happen on both sides. And even if you have those interviews, keep that door open. If you say, you know what, I'm going to stay with the organization I'm with now, but I really like, everything that you guys are doing here, so maybe we could stay in touch in the future. Keep in touch with those HR people if you need to, because you may have something down the line for you. Again, guys, this is Professor Presbury. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education.